Welcome back to the City Current Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And that's why we're honored to be with Danielle McGee Gibson, founder and CEO of Black Business Boom. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, Jeremy. Thank you so much for having me today.
Absolutely. You are doing tremendous work around the nation. And when you talk about Memphis and Nashville and everything in between, we're going to cover a lot of ground with Black Business Boom. But give us a little bit of starters for what led you to launch the organization.
Absolutely. So I started my entrepreneurial journey about 12 years ago in Chicago. And I opened the doors to a spa on the south side of the city. And I thought I knew what I was doing. And I learned a lot of hard lessons. One of the big ones was we couldn't even do massages in our spa because of the zoning, but I knew nothing about zoning. And so I'm now on a mission to help other Black business owners avoid some of those pitfalls and a lot of the hard lessons that I learned by teaching them based on my experience.
When you look at teaching from your experience, it covers a lot of ground. And just like you said, kind of knowing what you don't know, but from a standpoint of like resources and funding and peer-to-peer like relationships and kind of role modeling and mentorship, there's a lot to unpack. So when you kind of lay the groundwork for Black Business Boom, go ahead and start diving into what you do.
Absolutely. So all of those things you just mentioned is kind of exactly what we do at Black Business Boom. We started 5 years ago as the Groupon for Black-owned businesses. We were a platform offering coupons for Black-owned businesses across the country. And as we started to work with those businesses, we started to hear more about their challenges with funding, their challenges with marketing their businesses, their challenges with networking. And so we decided we were going to launch our nonprofit organization, Boomin University, in 2020. And it was perfect timing with the pandemic because many of those challenges were just exacerbated by the pandemic. And so we launched the nonprofit in 2020 and just solely focused on the education piece. And so we have two flagship programs, our Boomin to the Bank program that helps these business owners become bankable. We cover everything from start to finish when it comes to financial management of a small business, as well as personal credit and how to build business credit and bookkeeping, all these things. And then we have our other flagship program, our Boomin Marketing program, which is all about how do you market your business. We have an essentials program, which is foundational marketing knowledge. And then we have our program that takes it to the next level and starts to teach you about sales funnels, sales strategy, preparing for government contracts and how to market to get those things, how to market on LinkedIn, all those things in that class. And so we are doing the education piece. We recently launched our microloan fund where we are offering loans up to $5,000 for business owners that come through one of our programs. And we're doing that in partnership with the Kiva platform. So it's a crowd lending platform. And we have raised some funds to be able to match anything that is lent through the Kiva platform. And then we're also just acting as a resource center. We don't want to be the only game in town. We know that there are so many other organizations that are doing great work, providing programming and funding and all types of other resources for Black business owners. And so we network with those organizations and we make sure that we're using our voice, our network to get out the other opportunities that exist to help support these business owners as well.
When you back up and look nationally and then obviously across the state of Tennessee, how do you paint the picture of the opportunity for Black business owners, but also to that big gap that exists that you're trying to obviously be a solution for?
Absolutely. So I'll tell you, one of the main things that we focus on is mindset, because there are huge opportunities that exist for Black business owners. And we are working a lot with micro enterprises, but we want them to understand that there are these huge opportunities that exist for their businesses. And we do that many times by putting them together with other Black business owners that have reached that level of success, that have gotten government contracts, that have worked with large corporations, to show them first that it exists, that these opportunities exist and they are attainable, but there are many steps in between. There's so many things you have to do to get prepared, and you can't skip ahead. You have to do all of the things that will prepare you for these opportunities. So I think, again, the mindset is really important, but then also tangibly being able to connect the dots for them. So having our corporate partners that are committed to supplier diversity, that are looking for these small businesses to be able to fill those gaps, that they have. It's a challenge on both ends. And that's what we've learned over the last several years, that there is a challenge that exists for the small businesses in being able to obtain the opportunities, to even know about these opportunities, but then to bid on them and be selected for them. Big gap there. But then they're on the other side, as we work with our corporate partners that are looking for minority-owned businesses to fulfill their contracts, they are struggling to find those businesses as well. So it's really about being able to kind of stand in between and bridge the gap for all parties involved.
Talk about then what that means to obviously the business owners, the entrepreneurs, and that's the wealth creation, the education, really, transforming the legacy, generational legacy for their family. But it's also too workforce development, economic development. Like there's a lot that goes into what you're doing, but then the ripple effect and how that plays a big role in lifting the community at large. So talk about kind of the work you're doing, but ultimately the ripple effect that's created through the work you're doing.
Absolutely. And that's just it, exactly what you said. The economic development piece is really important. We know that Black businesses are more likely to hire within Black communities. And so when they get these opportunities, they're able to go back to their communities and hire folks to help them fulfill the opportunity or fulfill the contract. And that's just growing the community at large. That's providing opportunities not only for the business owner, but for their community to thrive as well. And also, we see that philanthropic efforts even increase. We see that these business owners are reaching back and giving to nonprofits and religious organizations in their communities as well. So it just is, it absolutely is a ripple effect, a trickle down effect, and really a multiplier effect that we see when we are able to get these opportunities for these small business owners.
Yeah, I love it. Share a success story. Obviously, that comes in many different forms and fashions, but share one that pops into your head, in terms of just someone going through the program and obviously, having success.
Yeah, so we've had folks to go on and get corporate contracts, and of course, that's a huge thing. I love the stories that we hear about folks going on to get funding for their business. When we have folks that go through our Boomin to the Bank program and have in the past been turned down for traditional funding, or haven't even considered it as an option because they didn't think that they would get approved. But we're teaching them the steps. We're bringing in bankers that are willing to have conversations with them and tell them what they need to do to get ready. But then to hear of someone, we had a young lady that went through the program last fall of 2023. And before the program was over, Pinnacle Bank was able to get her a loan to go get equipment to grow her business. We were only 2 weeks in, and we had one of the community development managers from Pinnacle to come and speak. And next thing I know, she had reached out to him and he had connected her with a banker. And before the program was even over, they had already funded her loan. She had already gone out to get she needed an Apple laptop to be able to, a MacBook to be able to grow her graphic design business. And this was a very robust, fancy, laptop. And she was able to get it, and to now see her be able to use that to grow her business, I think is one of the greatest success stories I've seen.
And I think it just goes to show the power of education, of giving him, the information, but also the resources and the relationships. And I think when you connect those dots and provide those opportunities, anything becomes possible. But to be able to provide those opportunities is huge. And that's what so many people need. And so just giving them access to these opportunities, relational resources, educational, all of these, very important with the work that you're doing. Talk about,
Absolutely.
from your vantage point, as you yourself are, an entrepreneur and learning and growing, how has all of this helped you become stronger and grow as an entrepreneur?
Man, it's been an amazing journey, I will say. And I have to, it's helped me to become focused, more focused. I am the type of person that gets an idea and then I run with it and then I get bored and then I do something else, but this mission remains so dear to my heart and it keeps me focused and to see the impact keeps me focused on what the end goal is and what the mission is. It's made me understand the value in teamwork because I absolutely could not do this on my own. I started out doing it on my own, and now we're a team of 6 women. And it's just amazing that also the women on my team that support this mission are all entrepreneurs as well. So to see them learn and grow through the process is amazing, and to see them interact with the speakers and the participants in the program has been amazing. But it doesn't come without challenges, and I think everyone talks about the importance of team as an entrepreneur. It's so important that you build the team, and it has helped me to become a leader. It's one thing to build a team and go out to hire folks. It's another thing to become a leader, to truly become the CEO of a company. And it's not been an easy journey, but I believe that what we've experienced, the growth, the tremendous growth of Black Business Boom over the last 2 to 3 years has made me have to step it up and quickly step into this role of being a leader and CEO.
Talk about scope, because we've been talking national opportunities, obviously, to plug in, but also too locally when you look at Memphis and Nashville. So talk about the different ways that people can get engaged.
Absolutely. So this year we'll have several cohorts. We are the winner of a Tennessee Placemakers Grant through the Economic Development Department of the state of Tennessee. So that'll allow us to offer programs free of charge, which all of our programs are free of charge. I don't think I mentioned that, but through our corporate partnerships and grant opportunities, we've been able to offer these programs free of charge since 2020. And so this year, as a Tennessee Placemaker Grant recipient, we are able to offer opportunities in Memphis, Nashville, and Chattanooga for free programming that's specifically focused on contract and capital readiness. There's a little marketing sprinkled in there as well, but we really want to focus on helping these business owners prepare for contracts, for government and corporate contracts. And then also, due to one of our other very generous donors, we will have free programming going on throughout the year. Our Boom Into the Bank program will launch another cohort coming up in March, and they will launch throughout the year as well as our marketing program. So on our website, you can learn more about the programming that we have coming up. Again, we always have free seats available. And we are also really specifically looking for folks this year that need funding, a micro loan for their business. And then not only that, as small business owners, we have those opportunities, but we are always looking for mentors, for speakers, for coaches that are willing to work with the small business owners that we support. So we definitely need folks that are in marketing, that do legal work, that have business strategy experience, that can come in and work with the small business owners that we support as well.
Touch on, because you've obviously mentioned it, but the donations to make all this possible. So touch on corporate partnerships and obviously donations.
Absolutely. So one of our largest supporters is Cummins, the engine company, that has been so dedicated to supporting the growth of Black business owners, even before 2020, when a lot of other folks got on board. But we like to partner with organizations that are focused on the growth of small business owners that are willing to invest in the growth. And we also work with many of our corporate partners specifically to help them with their supplier diversity goals. So we have corporate partners that we work with that say, hey, we specifically work with construction companies, but the construction companies, we're having a struggle with finding minority-owned construction companies. And that might be due to their presence, their online presence. And that's where we can step in and recruit some small business owners to participate in a marketing cohort where we help them to develop their website or update their website, help them to run ads or do whatever they need to do to really grow their presence. So it's really important to us that it's not just about someone making a donation or cutting a check, whether to our for-profit or nonprofit. It's about how do we become a good partner to that corporation as well and understand what their goals are and how we can help them with meeting them, whether that be supplier diversity goals or whether that be, philanthropic goals in the community. We work a lot with banks, financial institutions, community development financial institutions to help them to reach their goals, whether it be repayment goals. So we work with CDFIs that want to increase repayment. And so we get those that they are lending to into our program to ensure that we're increasing those repayment rates for them. We work with many banks that have CRA goals and really want to do really good work in their community, especially financial literacy programming. And we have them come in and speak. We built cohorts around different banking partners where we are hosting sessions in their banking office and having these small business owners to open business checking accounts. You'd be blown away by how many business owners don't have an EIN and a business bank account. And so we are working with our banking corporate partners to help them, become bankable by getting them a business bank account. And hopefully we'll be able to then, after they've paid back their micro loan with us, take them over to that bank or that CDFI and help them get a loan. So it's just important to us that we're building strong partnerships within the corporate community to make the impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Wrap up with contact information. So where do we go to learn more, to get involved with Black Business Boom?
Absolutely. So you can visit us at blackbusinessboom.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Black Business Boom, as well as Facebook and LinkedIn. We're Black Business Boom across the board, YouTube, everywhere. That's where you can find us. And if you'd like to talk to me more about any opportunities for partnership, you can email me at Danielle at blackbusinessboom.com.
Well, Danielle McGee Gibson, founder and CEO of Black Business Boom, thank you for all you and your amazing team do. Thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Jeremy. I appreciate the opportunity.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.